This is George Dionne of the Rock is George podcast, and this is a KNAC.com exclusive interview with vocalist HANNES BRAUN of Kissin Dynamite. If I knew absolutely nothing about Kissin Dynamite, how would you describe the band's music to me?
I would say we are fucking stadium rock. And now you ask me, do you play in stadiums? And I say, no, we don't. But that's not even about the location for us because, I try to explain it as short as possible. But as a kid, I seen my first rock concerts in stadiums because those were bands like AC/DC, Bon Jovi, Kiss, Def Leppard, something like that, And for me, this whole experience was so stick to the music, like the sunshine, the summer, the friendship, the freedom, everything about it was so much stick to that specific kind of music that to me and to us as a band feels more like a genre if we talk about stadium.
On July 5th, you're releasing your 8th studio album, Back with a Bang, through Napalm Records. Your last studio album, Not the End of the Road, came out in 2022. It landed at #2 on the German album charts. Was there any pressure going into making the new album to kind of achieve the same status as the prior one?
It would be a lie if we not think about that or even to hit #1. Of course, that's a big dream of us. Don't want to deny that. But in the end, you have to be reasonable. And, it's all about who's also releasing in the same week. I mean, if Taylor Swift appears, we're fucked, okay? So basically, we don't want to put too much importance in such a number like a charts result because in the end it's more about having a good time on the road and delivering an entertaining show to our fans. And this tour that is going to take place in October and November is going to be phenomenal. I can promise that. So I'm of course equally excited to release a new album on 5th of July. So it's basically a week and a few days more. And we will see what it gets. If it gets a #2, I'm happy. If it gets a #1, I totally freak out and be drunk for a whole day. And if it's a #4 or 5, then I will survive the next day too.
So are you the main songwriter when it comes to Kissin Dynamite?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the singles that you have out now. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the story behind My Monster?
Okay, now you started something. I try to put it in a nutshell. I had some sort of depression going on for myself a couple of years ago. Which people might not think because they only see you smiling since they only see you on stage, which is the happy place, But of course, life is way more complex and stuff. And I don't want to talk too much about the reason. The thing is, I went through something like that. And in the end, I found a way to deal with that and to come out of that. And that was the point when I realized, okay, I do believe that every human being on this planet has a monster inside. For some lucky people, it's deep down below the surface. You cannot even feel or see or hear it. But that can change. And for some other people who really suffer, it's quite obvious the monster took over control. And what I learned about myself is you don't have to accept it the way it is. I mean, if you're going through hard times, you definitely can change something. And the worst thing you can do is to complain about it. You really have to be active about it and do something. And I did something and I went through that and I managed to come out of it. And that is the inspiration of the song. Because I dealt with problems all my life. All my life I've been running away from a monster, the monster in me. But now I found out, okay, it's about, you cannot kill it because it's always going to be there. But you can run faster. And as long as you have the main control, you're fine.
Let's talk about another one of your singles, "The Devil Is a Woman." I assume this may be based on a true story.
Okay, obviously that's a fun song with a lot of irony. Okay, so it's not meant 100% serious. But I don't know even if I believe in the devil, truly. Uh, but the story behind it is basically groupies, because we've been on the road for, yeah, I would say 16 to 17 years now. And I mean, now we're grown-ups, but when we were teenagers, we really were hunting for party and girls. That was the main reason, to be honest, to go on the road. And so we also met girls sooner than you, more often than you think, who had not the best intentions. Let's put it that way. So uh, this is a moment when you get the impression, okay, the devil must be a woman. It cannot be something else if the devil exists.
All right, let's talk about your other single, "Raise Your Glass." That's a little more positive message.
I just realized that I'm sitting here inside with sunglasses. That's kind of stupid.
You're a rock star, though.
Yeah, but I was coming from outside and didn't notice. But anyhow, raise your glass is like first of all, a big thank you to all of our fans, especially to those who are at our side from the very beginning. And now it's, as I said, it's almost 17 years. Because if we wouldn't have had them, I honestly don't know if we would have made it that far, and if we wouldn't have stopped halfway, because we had so much sort of storms coming towards our way, in any sort of you can think of, like hate, like nobody wants to hear that shit. Do some kind of music that people actually want to listen to and stuff. Really. And but it's not about those who stand against you. It's about those who go the way with you. And so raise your glass is a big cheers, a big toast, you could say, to the big community that we are, like Kissin Dynamite and the fans together. I mean, we don't go on stage and create an amazing atmosphere. It's the band and the fans. It's always this pair. And the fans wouldn't have something to celebrate without the band, for sure. But the band wouldn't have something to celebrate without the fans either. So we are highly dependent as a community to have fun together. And since we have had this big support, we just felt the urge to say thank you. That's the reason to really raise our glasses to them. And of course, to all the memories that we shared together.
Do you have a nickname for your fans?
Not so much. I know that this is a thing now, and some bands, like, I don't know, Powerwolf names their fans Wolfpack, I think.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong about it. And some other bands name their fans accordingly to their name. But I would find it stupid if we would call our fans Dynamite or something,
I'd
like
go with firecrackers. I'd go with firecrackers.
or the fire starters.
There you go.
But it's I wouldn't decrease our fans to a function. They are the most important people that we have, and it's just our fans, and we love them, and we don't need to give them any sort of stupid nickname. Just there.
This is your second album for Napalm Records. How did you end up signing with the label?
That's a stupid story. It was in the COVID times when we were label free, and we just told, like, the industry, okay, we want to do a new record. Are you interested or not? And we had a few offers, and the offer from Napalm Record was the best, so we signed with them. No wizard miracles here.
Fair enough, plain and simple. You have a YouTube docu-series called Rockstar Villa. It features you, Visions of Atlantis, and Exit Eden. Tell me a little bit about it.
That was a very, very fun experience. I love thinking about it, and I love also talking about it because it showcases 8 musicians in a complete, I mean, a complete different way. Because it's not about music at all. And personally, I found that very interesting because if you think about it, people know us from giving interviews, standing on stages. What else, actually? And music videos. That's it, basically. And we often heard that if the fans talk with us on our concerts, maybe if we stand in front of the bus after the show, of course they want to learn more about us and about the human being behind the artist. And I think the Rockstar Villa was a wonderful way to showcase like the personalities of each other, and to really not be like a musician in the first place, but a human being. And also with those challenges, it was funny. It was really funny because some of them were really stupid, some of them were more enjoyable, but in the end, I have a big smile on my face if I think about that time, because it was 1 week of friendship, a week of extreme positive emotion. In the end, we never felt hatred or something or competition, not really. And yeah, this I guess this is a week that I will keep forever in my memory.
Whose idea was it?
It's you could say a group idea. We always wanted to have something like, as I said, a format to showcase the musicians behind, and showcase the personalities. And so we asked the other bands if they would feel something like that, and they did so. An all-together thing, you could say.
You have a European tour coming up with Massive Wagons opening up. You're doing some festivals along the way as well as headlining dates. You had 2 shows this past weekend. How did those go?
The past 2 shows were wonderful. They were in Germany. It was the first 2 shows with brand new songs, like the 3 singles we played that we recently released. And one of the shows was completely sold out. The other one was very packed too. And it's like if you, in a soccer competition, it's like the qualifying games that you play, so to speak. You check out if the new songs work and stuff, and it's a wonderful forecast to what the tour is going to be like. So those 2 shows were very, very enjoyable. And then in a little more than a week, our new album Back with a Bang drops. We're going to be constantly on the road, I guess. We play 3 shows and a lot of interviews in this week. And I'm looking very much forward to it. And then, of course, we play some summer festivals. And finally, in October and November, it goes, like we kick off the big European tour.
So besides being a performer at these summer festivals, do you also get to check out the other bands as a fan?
Yeah, sometimes, not all of them, because, as I said, you're not always around. You have to give interviews and prepare for your concert and stuff. But if there is free time, I always stand next to the stage and watch bands. And more than just once, it happened that I discover a new band which I really like. So, and of course also like the headliners, which sometimes are one of my big heroes. I enjoy them.
Have you ever gotten the opportunity to rub elbows with your rock heroes at one of these festivals?
Sort of, but it was not even a festival. It was We played a show as support for Motley Crue and Slash. And Slash I already knew because I met him in Berlin once and we had a nice talk. But I didn't know the guys from Motley Crue, and of course, I mean, they're coming from Hollywood, California, and those are the big glamorous stars, you know. And so I expected nothing, like really nothing. I wanted to put on a brilliant show. The people loved it, and all of a sudden, I go down, like the stairs down from the stage, and there was Tommy Lee himself, like standing right next to the stage. He obviously watched at least a part of our concert, and he was tapping my shoulder like this and said, "Well done, boy, well done." And I thought, okay, now did this happen for real? Yeah, that was a little fanboy moment here.
That's always good, though. That's why you got into it.
That's why I got into it. Yeah, exactly.
Now, in addition to writing music for Kissin' Dynamite, I'm pretty positive that you did a lot of the songwriting on the last Exit Eden album, which was Femme Fatales, that came out earlier this year. I had interviewed Clementine earlier this year about it. How did you originally get involved in that project?
You know, I'm a professional producer and songwriter. So I work for a lot of artists for 15 years now. And I was also involved in the very first, like in the debut from Exit Eden as a producer, because back then it was just covers. They didn't do original songs. And since I was the producer back then, also Napalm Records wanted to have me as the producer for the follow-up record too. And I felt like doing it, although Amanda Somerville was leaving the band. I thought it would be unfair not to give these three ladies the chance they deserve, you know, because everybody was always like, "Oh, Amanda, Amanda, Amanda," and don't get me wrong, she's a wonderful singer, and then a super nice human being, and I respect her a lot. I just felt that it would be a shame to not showcase the rest of the group too, in order that she left, you know. And so I said yes, and then the label said, "Okay, but we want to have only half covers this time and half originals, like half." And then of course I started writing songs for Exit Eden, and I did that with Anna. Anna is my girlfriend. Yeah, and I do think it's a wonderful record, and it worked very well. And for other artists, and not even only just for rock or metal artists, I also love to go cross genre, because I think music is good if it's done well, and not because of genre boundaries or something.
Well, those are all the questions I have for you today. The new Kissin' Dynamite album is back with a bang. Comes out July 5th through Napalm Records. Fantastic album. I wish you the best of luck with it, and thanks for taking the time to talk with KNAC.com today.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.